guys, what's up? It's Aimee and I'm back at it again with another makeup tutorial video. This time I'm gonna show you how I did this fall makeup look. We'll start off by priming our face. Here I'm using Benefit's the POREfessional primer and I'm just applying it on the areas where my pores are visible. For our base, I'm dotting L'Oreal's True Match Color Foundation all over my face and using my beauty blender from Forever 21 to blend everything out. I really love this beauty blender. It's not as expensive as the OG beauty blender, but it works just as well. It expands fairly well and is super soft too. Like seriously, you have to try it. I applied another layer of the same foundation in the spots where we usually put our concealer to add more coverage in those areas. By the way, I'm using the lightest shade of this foundation. I believe it's called Golden Ivory, correct me if I'm wrong, but this oxidizes on my skin, so I use a shade a tad lighter than my skin tone and again, just blending it all out with my beauty blender. Moving on, I'm now using my Benefit's Boi-ing concealer in the shade 01 to cover up my dark under eye circles and the other blemishes I have on my face. I put some on my eyelids too because they're usually a little darker than the rest of my face. I use it to highlight my nose and chin as well. For my contour, I'm going very subtle on this one because I'm not a big fan of contouring. I'm still using Benefit's Boi-ing concealer but in the shade 02 this time. This shade is very close and really almost the same as my skin tone when applied, but it still creates a very soft shadow on the places I want to contour, which I dig for so much. I'm also using this to contour my nose and my forehead. I'd actually want to say sorry for the quality of this video. It's my first time to use my iPad Pro to film, and I'd appreciate it a lot if you'd tell me your thoughts on this. Just leave them down in the comment section below. We're almost done with our base. All we have to do is to set everything on so the products would really stick and stay put. And to do that, I'm using my holy grail, the Ben Nye Luxury Powder in the shade Banana. I decided to bake my face so we'd go matte on the base and that will better accentuate the shimmers that I'll be putting on my eyes later. Let's move on to our brows. To set my brows in place, I like using Ever Bilena's Clear Brow Gel so I'd know what shape to follow when I do my brows. For my brows, I'm using my current fave brow product. This is the E.L.F. Eyebrow Kit. There are two brow products in this kit. One's a wax and the other is powder. I use the wax side to shape my brows and then the powder side to fill them up. I love this eyebrow kit so much, especially the wax side because it reminds me of the Anastasia brow pomade. Next, I'm using the Face Shop's Browcara in the shade brown to even out the tint of my brows. Lastly, of course, we're blending all these products out with a brow brush. Time for probably the weirdest thing I've done when it comes to makeup. Using a tint as an eyeshadow. I know, weird. Here I'm using Ever Bilena's Lip and Cheek Stain in the shade Very Red as transition color of our eye makeup. I'm telling y'all now that I am by no means a professional when it comes to makeup. So please don't come after me if this doesn't work for you. Next, for our base color, I'm using a matte blush in the shade Gingerly. Now why I'm using this one because the only eyeshadow palette I have right now is Maybelline's The Blush Nudes palette. And it's full of shimmer shades so I need something not glittery or whatever as my base. Otherwise, my eyes would look like they're about to cry out shimmers. Funny. Anyway, you guys, about using the tint as an eyeshadow, I didn't do any research on whether it's safe for the eyes or what, which I probably should have. So I suggest you go ahead and search it up before trying this out. Let me know if you find out anything. Leave it in the comment section down below. Let's move on to the shimmer shades I'm talking about for my lids. First, I dabbed on a little of the concealer we used a while ago on my lids to clear them up a bit and so that the shimmers would stick on better later. Now digging into my Maybelline The Blush Nudes palette, I'm mixing the nude and the brownish orangey shade on the top row as shimmers for my lids. Those were the first two shades I pointed out. We'll use the silver shade later. I'm not good with liquid or gel liners, so I stick to dark shadows as my eyeliner. Here I use the rightmost shade in the bottom row, which is the darkest shade in the palette, to create a soft wing. This helps in creating an illusion of having thick lashes as well. I honestly do look like I'm Cleopatra right now, but we'll fix that later. This powder has been on my face for quite some time now, so it's time to dust them all up and blend everything well. I drag some of the excess powder down to my neck so my skin tone would be even. Here I'm just applying our base shade on my waterline and lower lashes to even out my eye look. At this point, I probably realized I couldn't pull off this much of a wing as much as how Cleopatra could slay it, so I decided to tone things down using a Q-tip, which I soaked with a Face Shop's Rice Ceramide Moisturizing Toner. And here's a closer look on our eye makeup. To add some finishing touches, we're gonna go back to our Blush Nudes palette and put the leftmost silver shade in the bottom row in the inner corner of our eyes. We're also gonna pop some of the white shade on our brow bone to highlight it. Okay, my bad. Shuemura is supposed to be spelled as S-H-U space U-E-M-U-R-A. Sorry! Anyway, after curling my lashes up with my Shuemura eyelash curler, I'm putting on L'Oreal's False Lash Waterproof Mascara. I love this mascara so much because it really does lengthen my lashes well, and just by adding more coats, it adds volume fairly well too. Lastly, to complete this look, I used Happy Skin's Lip Crayon. This is one of their Disney collections and this is in the shade Honor. This is the final look. If you like this video, make sure to give it a big thumbs up. If you want to see more of me and more of my videos, please don't forget to subscribe. That is all, and I shall see you guys in my next video. Bye!